also the high-end one, was a total of £300 and 50 pence.
What the hell?
I don't know. Like I said, it's a bit like I have a small holiday on my face.
That's a fascinating and ridiculous amount of money for like difference between the drugstore and high-end makeup.
Hi everyone and welcome back. Today I have a very exciting video for you. As you can see, I already have makeup on, but one of these sides is worth £310, where the other one is only £72. So one of these sides is more than 4 times as expensive as the other one. Can you guess which one is drugstore and which one is high-end? I personally, if I would see it, I couldn't guess the difference. And I just want to show you how good drugstore makeup can be and that you don't need to spend all your money on high-end makeup. It's not like that the products are identical dupes and they look the same. It's just products that I have in my collection that when you apply them, they literally have the same results and finish, as you can tell. But I would say without further ado, I jump right into it and start applying the makeup. So if you've guessed it right, this side is going to be my high-end side and this one is going to be my drugstore side. I've already divided my makeup into 2 bags. As you can see, the palettes that are peeking out are already looking very similar. And I want to start with a primer, and just as a heads up, I have a few products in here that are mini, but I will calculate it as a full-size product. So this one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Minimize Pores Primer, and this one is $29.50, which I think for a primer is quite expensive. I don't think that's a cheap primer. It is beautiful. I really like it. It kind of smooths out your skin really nicely, and kind of, as it says, it minimizes your pores, and it's just like it feels so silky smooth when you have it on. But the price is out there, I have to say. On the other side, we have a primer which is from a brand called Fix and Rouge. It is the Soft Focus Pore Perfect HD Matte Veil, really long name. And this one was $8.99, so definitely much cheaper. The consistency is definitely a little bit different. It's more liquidy, but the finish is pretty much the same. It doesn't feel as silky smooth as the photo finish does, but it gives the same effect of like minimizing your pores. And I mean, makeup goes on top anyway, so that's all we want. Now as the primer is applied, we're going to move on to foundation. And here I have my favorite foundation, which is from Chanel, the Vitalumiere Aqua foundation, which is £40, so definitely a little bit more spendy. But I have to say, I have tried so many foundations, and this one by far is still my favorite one. It is a really natural finish. It makes you look like you have no makeup on, and I prefer applying it with my fingers because the coverage is not too high. So your fingers give you the best amount of coverage out of this foundation, where a brush and a beauty blender just eat up a little bit too much, I think. Oh, it smells like sun cream. I know some people might not like the smell, but it just reminds me of holiday. And I'm just looking outside. It is the most grim day you can imagine. We just had a really bad storm in the UK, and it just doesn't stop raining and it doesn't stop being windy. It's just miserable outside, like for days already. So a little bit of holiday feeling. Oh, that's all I need, honestly. I'm so ready for holiday. And on the other side, I have the Rimmel Match Perfection foundation. This one was $8.99 at Boots. And as you can see, it is already well loved. I really like this foundation. Similarly to this side, I think when you apply it with your fingers, it can look very natural and still gives enough coverage. Same as with the Chanel one, it does have an SPF 20 in it, although it doesn't smell as nice, I have to be honest. I'm gonna do the same here. I'm gonna use my fingers to blend it in. I don't know, some people really don't like when you blend in foundations with your finger, but I don't know. It's just, maybe I'm also just lazy. It's the quickest way. And I also can't be bothered to always wash my brushes. I'll give you a close-up when we're done with the makeup, but just looking into the mirror right now, I see zero difference. Like, it looks identical to me. Okay, the only thing I don't have, unfortunately, in a high-end version is a concealer. So I'm quickly gonna apply a tiny bit of concealer on my spot here, and I'm gonna see you back in a second. Alright, next up we have eyebrows. For the high-end side, I'm gonna use the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil, and this one was $23.50, which, again, $23.50 for an eyebrow pencil, it is quite expensive. I find a few things with makeup are just not worth getting a high-end product, and I know a lot of people love Benefit for their brow products, but I mean, they are nice. I don't want to say they're not nice. They're definitely lovely. They perform really well. They last in my eyebrows, but I just found so many good eyebrow pencils in the drugstore as well. And I find a similar thing with mascaras, for example. For me, eyebrow pencils and mascaras are the two things where I'm so happy to just go to the drugstore and purchase it there, but I do know people have their preference, so everyone does their own thing. But yeah, I think this video is just to show you how many good things you can find for cheap as well, and don't necessarily have to spend a lot of your money. And on the other side, I have my all-time favorite eyebrow pencil. If you follow me for a while already, you probably have already seen it in one of my videos. This is the Catrice Eyebrow Stylist, and this one is £2.50. I know Catrice is not super easy to get here, but you can order it online. I'm not sure if you can find it in a shop anywhere. Sometimes in pharmacies, funnily enough, but you can order it online quite easily. I have the color, oh god, it's not even on here anymore, but I remember, Don't Let Me Brown, I think. It's quite a nice ashy, cool tone brown. Brows are done, and next up I would say let's do contouring. So I am personally someone who doesn't really understand, like I understand the difference between contour and bronzer. Like contour is a bit more concentrated and bronzer is a bit more, I don't know, kind of warming up your face, a bit more spread around your face. But I find it a bit weird to do both of them. So when I do my face, I either do contour or bronzer. I never do both of it. I find it a bit unnecessary. But again, that's just like my personal preference of how I do my makeup on myself. And for my contour, I'm gonna use a palette which is from Burberry. And this is the Essentials Glow palette. And I'm gonna use both the contour or kind of contour bronzer and the highlights in here, and this palette was £62, which is a very expensive luxury item here. I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. I got it last year for Christmas and I use it nearly every single day, and you can barely even see that I've touched the product, which I think is great. It lasts forever. So I'm just gonna dip in with a brush into the contour side and then apply it in the usual places, under my cheeks, on my temples, on my nose. And on the other side, I'm going to use this Sleek kit, which I thought has a contour and a highlight in as well. I thought it's a fair comparison if I have a product for both sides that includes the contour and the highlight. So this one is the Sleek Face Contour Kit, and it is £6.99. So I think for having both a contour and a highlighter, it is quite affordable. I'm going to use the same brush. I just wiped it off on the back of my hand, so I don't have any product left from the other one. With this one you definitely need a little bit less product, it's more pigmented. Same as with the Burberry one, I feel like that one blends really easily without any problems. Looks quite nice and pretty much identical, I would say. Once I'm done, I'm gonna ask Nick to come in for a second. I'm gonna ask him which side he thinks is the high-end one and the low-end one. And I'm really curious to see if he can guess it. And I also want to ask him how much he thinks each side was. For my blush, I'm not gonna go back into the palette. I have a separate blush here, which is for the high-end side, the Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable blush, which I actually did a review on if you are interested. And this one was £18. So for a single blush, I definitely think it is a bit more pricey, but I really, really like it. I think it is a beautiful blush. So don't get me wrong, I do think that high-end products can be gorgeous, perform really, really well, but just to put that out there, drugstore products can do that as well. And on the other side, I have the Satin Touch blush from Essence, which you can buy Essence at Wilko's or you can order it online as well. And this blush is £2.50, so quite affordable, I think. And I really, really love Essence blushes. They also have great reviews online, so a lot of people love these blushes. And this one is in the color 20 Satin Love, by the way, and this one, the expensive one, was nearly neutral. And I feel like those two have pretty much the same color and the same finish. I'm gonna apply a bit more on this side to make him look a bit more even. Honestly, can you see a big difference? Because I can't. Going back to the Burberry palette, I'm gonna use this warmer highlighter here. I'm not gonna charge it a second time, if that makes sense, because I'm gonna use the palette for two products. Beautiful, beautiful highlighter. Not too much. It's more of a shimmery highlighter than a glittery highlighter, which I know a lot of people prefer, including myself. I don't like to have glitter in my face, so this one is just a really lovely shimmer. And again, on the other side, I'm going back into the Sleek one, which is also a bit more warm toned. With this one I need a little bit less product. I feel like in general there's a trend that with drugstore products, when it comes to like face products like blush, highlight, contour, bronzer, you need much less product. They're much more pigmented, where high-end products often seem a bit less pigmented and you have to build them up. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like with my high-end products they're all a little bit less pigmented, which I don't mind. Like I can build it up, it's not a problem, but it's just something I noticed. Moving on to my favorite part, the eyes. I have two palettes. They have a very similar packaging. The colors on the inside look a bit different, I have to give it that, but still the color scheme, like the way they are built up, I feel like they are very similar as well. They have a very similar vibe to it. So the high-end one is the Lorac Pro Eyeshadow Palette number 3, and this one was £42. Other one is from Catrice, and this is the Pro Slim Eyeshadow Palette in Natural Spirit, and this one was £9.95. So definitely quite a massive price difference. This one is a bit warmer, I have to say, a bit more autumny, and that one is has a few cooler tones in it as well, but I think the vibe, as I said, is kind of similar-ish. So both of them have like this brown light color. The Catrice one, the color Stone here, and then Cool Taupe for the Lorac Pro palette, and this is the color that I'm gonna apply onto my lid, just as a little bit of a base color to blend in other colors later. And if you are interested, I have actually done a full review on the Catrice palette. I'm gonna link it down below if you want to check it out. So this is the base color applied, and then both of them have this dark brown color, which here it is called dark, here it is called dark brown, so well. And I'm gonna use a fluffy brush and just blend it into my crease a little bit. We're gonna do like a quite simple eye look today. Wait, no, that's the drugstore side. Oh, I really need to concentrate that I'm not mixing it up. Oh, that's very pigmented. I love using my finger just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Again, I'm gonna use my hand to just like rub off any excess product, and then I'm gonna go back into the other one. And now to bring some sparkle into the look, I want to use these two shimmery tones here on my lid. I'm gonna use my finger, I think it works the best, and just dab it onto my lid. I'm gonna go back into the brush I had before. I don't know why when I do the high-end side, I also use my left hand, which is like, why do you do that? I'm not left-handed, I'm right-handed. Okay, I'm gonna go back into the brush. I'm gonna use the brush again. My god, today's not my day. Now on the other side, I'm gonna use a different finger. I'm gonna go into the color called Glory and dab it on as well. Okay. I'm actually going to use a tiny bit of the dark brown color from before and go under my eyes as well. Next up I have two eyeliners. One is from L'Oreal and one is from Burberry. The Burberry one was the cat eyeliner. This one was £31. To be fair, I have to give it to this eyeliner. The other side has kind of a spongy eyeshadow applicator as well, where this one doesn't, but let's ignore that fact for a minute. The L'Oreal one is the Perfect Slim Eyeliner, and this one is £7.99. I'm kind of scared to do this part on camera. I'm really not that good with eyeliner. I try my best, but I really need to concentrate. I can't talk, so I think I'm gonna do that part off camera and we see each other again in a second for mascara. The eyeliners are not very even. That's not the fault of either the low end or high end one. I'm just not good with eyeliners. But I do have to say, to be very honest, I do prefer the drugstore one from L'Oreal. I really love this eyeliner. It's a very kind of like stiff tip, which makes it super easy to get a straight good cat eye or like wing, where the other one is a bit more bendy and I find it more tricky to work with. But both of them give a really nice result, although I do think that this one wears off when you have like watery eyes, and when I say watery eyes I mean you're crying, where this one lasts a little bit better. Anyway, moving on to mascara. I have again a mini product here, so excuse me for just having a mini. I did have a Burberry mascara as well, but I thought I already have too many Burberry products in here, so I'm gonna use this one instead, which is the Chanel Le Volume Stretch de Chanel mascara, and this one in full price would be £30. On the other side, I have the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara, which is £11.99, so also a little bit more expensive, but definitely not £30. So yeah, I'm gonna do my left eye first. Now onto the other side. I think they give a very similar finish. They kind of build up a bit of volume, but they are both a little bit clumpy as well. Here we go. Those are the eyes done. I think they look pretty much identical. But let's finish off the look with the lips. I have two more products. First of all, a lip liner, which is the famous, I think everyone knows it, Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. And this one is £17, which is, yeah, £17 for a lip liner is a lot. This one is from Colourpop, and I do know Colourpop is not super easy to get here in the UK. You need to order it from the US, but I did order it. I'm not going to put on any like taxes to get it here, so I just have the price of the product, which was $6, which is calculated into pounds. I did the maths, $4.41. I did swatch them on my hand. This one is, by the way, this one was a limited edition from Colourpop, so you probably won't be able to get it anymore, but just any lip liner that's kind of a neutral tone. But these two literally look identical. I'm gonna start off with the Charlotte Tilbury one. Is anyone else doing this weird lip when they do lip liner? Like I'm almost doing this like half smile, like just to stretch them a bit. Anyway, as I applied it, the ever so slightly bit lighter on this side than on that, I think. But once we put some lipstick on top, you will not be able to see that. And then final product for this video, lipstick. I have a MAC lipstick here, which is the Viva Glam No. 2, and it's in this kind of nudie pinky tone, and it's £17.50. And on the other side we have the Milani Matte Naked lipstick. Oh, I really don't like the smell of the Milani lipsticks, and this one was £8, so a little bit cheaper. They look very, very identical, I think. Okay, let's start with this one, and both have this kind of like matte finish. That's why I think they look very, very much alike. The Milani one, I feel like the Milani one is a little bit easier to apply. It's a bit more creamy. Okay, that is the final look. This side cost me a whopping £310.50, which is, yeah, this is a holiday. This is a few days of holiday that I have on my face here. The other side is £72.31. Still expensive, but it is a full face that I can create. And it is more than 4 times cheaper than this side, which is ridiculous. Come in a little bit closer and let me know, can you tell a difference between the two sides? I'm gonna get Nick in now. I'm gonna ask him what he thinks, if you can see a difference, and which one he thinks is the high end and the low end side, and also how much it is in total.
A few moments later.
I basically filmed a video where I used one side just high-end makeup and one side drugstore makeup.
Okay.
Can you see any difference if you look at me?
No. Like, on your left side...
This one?
No,
this one.
Your left, yeah. It looks like the like colour in the makeup is like a little bit more rich. Like your cheeks are a bit more rosy, and like you can see more sort of like...
Colour.
The foundation colour, I think.
Yeah.
Close your eyes slightly. No, I can't really tell the difference other than that. It basically looks like you have a wee bit more richer colour on one side.
Okay, which could have been just down to application, that I used a bit of a heavier hand. If you would guess which side is which.
I'd say your left side
is
the high-end makeup, is that what you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the right side is the drugstore makeup.
That's right. So this one is the high-end one and this one is the drugstore one.
Mm-hmm.
Final question, how much do you think each side costs, summing up?
In terms of like everything that's been applied?
Yeah, so I've got the price of every single product that I used and I summed it up to how much it is.
I'd say with everything used from the high-end side, like probably like £200 worth, and drugstore side like 30.
Well, so the high-end one was a total of £300.50.
What the hell?
I don't know. Like I said, it's a bit like I have a small holiday on my face. And the other one is £72.
Okay.
So it's more than 4 times the price.
The drugstore makeup is still more than I thought it would be. I still feel like I thought there would be more like really cheap options out there.
Yeah, I think there might be cheaper ones. Like, I definitely can buy cheaper ones. I think some of the products are like medium range.
That's a fascinating and ridiculous amount of money for like difference between the drugstore and high-end makeup. And
you know what drove up the price?
Names.
The palette that you bought me. The Burberry one. That was, what was it? I think 62 pounds. I looked it up. I love it though. I use it every single day. Okay, thank you. That was all. We can go back. Dankeschön. So there you have it. That was a little input from Nick. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting and helpful in a way. Let me know down below what you prefer, drugstore or high-end products, and what are your favorite products that you would use for high-end if you do say you really want to go back to a high-end product, because that's the one, the holy grail product that you just can't find in a drugstore. Let me know down in the comments below. I would find it really interesting. And if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!